What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining back with me. I'm your host Chris from Chris's Snack and Game. After my last video, I went back to the lab to think about ways for us to improve the way we take the dry herbs. So I started thinking. What do you do with dry herbs? What do you do with dry herbs? Let me know in the comments what you usually do with your dry herbs. After weeks of experimenting and loads of fails, I think I came up with the best way to take the dry herbs after you vaped it. Let's get back where we started. Remember, in the last video, I showed you guys to mix in the dry herbs with pretty much everything. This time I have some, I think it's a Swedish yogurt, but that doesn't really matter. At the end, whatever you mix it in with, you still have the taste of burnt popcorn, which is overwhelming and is the only thing you taste when you mix your dry herbs in with anything. First thing, let's grab some dry herbs. Here you can see. And for this, I highly recommend you for the following to grab a container with a really smooth surface so the dry herbs won't get stuck. Trust me, very important. And as you can see right now, the amount of dry herbs equals 6 loads. When I say 6 loads, I mean each load contains as much as you fit inside your vaporizer device. So when you empty it, I'd say it's about 0.2 grams of vaped weed. And here, because it's 6 loads, I would say it is 1.2 grams of vaped weed. And here, please note, this is quite a lot of amount. When filling it afterwards, I would recommend only take half a dosage at the first time. And now, my groundbreaking idea. What's that, you probably wonder? No, it's not some kind of fancy synthetic cannabis. It's simply painkiller capsules. You might get now what I'm about to show you. So let's get started. At the beginning, the first thing you need is grab a regular pack of painkillers. And please note, you need the painkillers where the medicine is not pressed into pills. You need the painkillers where the medicine is filled in capsules, as you can see on the screen. So you grab a container to put the medicine in. I've already got one, as you can see. It's as simple as it gets. As you can see, I take one of my girlfriend's makeup brushes to get rid of everything white in it. All you gotta do is screw it open, empty the medicine, and clean it out with a brush. Here note, there are capsules which have all sorts of medicine in it, even vitamins. If you have like capsules with magnesium in it or calcium, you probably don't need to clean it as good as I do, even for painkillers. I mean, let's be real. It's one painkiller. I bought them for $2, so they are not very strong. So if there is a little bit in it, I wouldn't worry too much. Once all medicine is removed from the capsules, as you can see, and here again, because things are working for me doesn't necessarily mean it will work for you. I'm grabbing things I have laying around. That's why I'm using a makeup brush. That's why you see those little containers. I have those things anyways laying around. I wouldn't go out and buy stuff just to get something like this done. I would just grab things around, and sometimes you wouldn't think of something you have laying around for years which could be useful. So be creative when it comes to things like this. Once we cleaned all the medicine out, it is filling time. And when it comes to filling, trust me, I experimented with those capsules a lot. Don't stuff them in like a Catholic priest, a little boy would. Just smoothly put it in, like almost as if you fill in your vaper. Really lightly stuff it in. Don't scram it in too hard, because I've noticed when I pack them, like when they are fully packed, I don't have any effects. And this was also I think it was mainly towards when your stomach acid dissolves the capsules, and then the inside is like proper, like really really hard. Until you digest it, it's not fully dissolved. And also a little side note, when you do that and you take those capsules, I would recommend it not a day before you go to work, and not while you at work, because you won't smell anything while taking it. But for example, when you go to work and you took a capsule, let's say a couple hours before, and you go to the toilet, your poop smells like weed. And I'm not talking about a little wave. The entire everything smells like weed. You burp, you smell like weed. You fart, you smell like weed. So keep that in mind. Really be careful when taking them. Also, on a positive note, you can take them pretty much everywhere. So you don't have to go to, for example, a festival and pre-roll joints and then look for good hideout locations where you can smoke your joint. No, you can just stand in front of the stage, take a few of those pills or capsules, and you are good to go. So that's that. As you can see in the video, we almost done filling 2 caps. And at the beginning, as I already said, 2 caps are plenty enough. If you don't stuff them full, if they are not too hard stuffed, and it's plenty enough two at the beginning. For me, I'm still having 2 at the time, because sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming. Trust me. So be really careful when you try the first time eating the dry herbs. Don't go too much. Rather go little by little. Congratulations! So you got your first 2 caps. That's how I call them. So as you can see, they are filled, they are ready to take, and there is no disgusting taste. It's nothing to worry about, other than, as I already said, as I already mentioned, don't take them while working or before going to work. You definitely regret that. But other than that, you're absolutely good to go. So the way to take them: once you take 1 or 2, you probably need to wait approximately 20, 25, 30 minutes until you feel any effects. After that, I'd say, depending on the body mass index and depending on the person and depending if you properly ate and drink, I'd say between 3 and 6 hours, you will feel effects. After 3 hours, it will slowly go down, but still, you definitely will feel the effects. So, since we already got everything done, all what's next is for you guys to try it and to let me know in the comments how it works for you. Just a little tip: when cleaning their caps, don't, and I say really don't use water. Capsules are dissolved in liquid, so they would just disappear. So big no. Other than that, since we spoke a lot about vaping in my channel and all around the vaping, the next thing we are talking about is how to infuse your daily cooking with weed. And I'm not too sure. I hope I can start it next week. We're gonna start with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're gonna make a special video just regarding that. Other than that, thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe, share, and like, and see you next time.